this week's pull list, everything we have coming out for March 25th, New Comic Book Day. It's the last New Comic Book Day of the month. Super strong month. I mean, just right off the top, right? You got a lot of great stuff coming out, but we're ending the month probably the strongest, all right? So what do we start off with? Got to talk about the DC Marvel Superman Spider-Man #1. A lot of different creative teams jumping onto this, a lot of different variant covers as well. It's just a big moment following the Deadpool Batman crossover, the Batman Deadpool crossover at the tail end of last year. I'm more hyped about the Superman Spider-Man crossovers. I think that the creative teams are more interesting. I think the pairings are more interesting as well. And I will be honest, the DC side of this crossover has me more excited than the Marvel side. But yeah, we have crazy stories like Jimmy Olsen crossing over with Carnage. We have Lois Lane crossing over with Mary Jane Watson, I believe. We have the Daily Bugle having a race with the Daily Planet. Like a lot of crazy stuff. The one I'm most excited for, we have a Jeff Lemire story, Uncle Ben and Pa Kent. I mean, that's just going to be a tearjerker, right? So a lot of cool stuff happening in this oversized issue of Superman Spider-Man crossover. Just to give you guys a little taste of all the different variant covers, all the different stories we can be expecting in here. But that's got to be my most excited, most hyped pickup for the week. Moving right along, we have two absolutes, of course. Always a good week when both Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Martian Manhunter come out. Of course, this continues Diana versus Zatanna / versus the Absolute Suicide Squad. So we got Hayden Sherman on the art. Looks like this one's going to feature Absolute Zatanna pretty heavily, which I'm excited for. A little bit disappointed when she left that last issue a little early, but Kelly Thompson assures us that Zatanna is going to be here to stay for this arc. So really excited about that. Really cool. Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 18. It's the Witch of the Wild Isle versus Zatanna Zatara, the Mistress of Magic. Plus, at the end of last issue, there was that guy that was all covered in fire. What's up with that guy? Is that guy, I don't know, is that Zatanna's dad or something like that? I'm not sure. But yeah, so we have Absolute Wonder Woman coming out, as well as Absolute Martian Manhunter issue number 10. We have issue number 10, 11, and 12. So this series is almost over. From Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. The Truth of the Green Martian. John takes on the agency while his family and his world crumbles around him. Bridget starts to see through the smoke to the malevolent force inside her own house. And where exactly is the Green Martian? So a lot of different moving parts in the last couple of issues of this Absolute Martian Manhunter series. We're interested to see how Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez wrap it all up in the next 3 issues. And then we'll maybe say bye to this Absolute Martian Manhunter character. But, of course, we know Dennis Camp, Javier Rodriguez are sticking together for their next project. What could it be? My money's on Doom Patrol. I think that could be cool. Let's move it along. Let's stay in the DC side of things because we have Superman number 36 coming out. This is the start of the reign of the Superboys. At the events, at the tail end of the DCKO event, something happened to Superman. He's like way off in somewhere, right? It's a little kind of vague maybe where Superman is, but on here on Earth, it's the reign of the Superboy. So we got Superboy Prime taking over the Superman main title. This should be pretty fun. Of course, this follows DCKO. One hero steps up to take Superman's place, Superboy Prime. So let's see, we got Dan Mora coming back on to the Superman title. Josh Williamson continuing his fun Superman writing, and very excited to be picking this one up. I'm a big fan of Superboy, everything that's been going on with that character in the last couple of issues. The kind of heel turn where he's starting to be a good guy and is starting to have this sort of positive turn for the character that I've been really enjoying from Josh Williamson. So continuing on the DC side of things, we have Justice League Unlimited issue number 17, Super Villains on the JLU. So we have Mark Waid still writing this, but we got Clayton Henry coming in. I love Clayton Henry's artwork. I think he's got a real cool look. And it looks like, I don't know, we got Amnesty starting here, so maybe some of the people who helped out with the DCKO event, some of the villains, are being let onto the Justice League? I have no idea. That's a pretty interesting setup from Mark Waid, so we'll have to see what happens with that. I'm hoping that the Justice League Unlimited title kind of turns back to that first arc, maybe that second arc as well, before they got tied in with all the events, where it felt very similar to the show, if I'm being honest with you. Like, just the Justice League Unlimited show, just send down a team to do a mission for an episode. That was kind of the vibe I was really liking from Mark Waid. So we're hoping that they kind of get back to that. Quit it out with the events, all right? Let's just ride with the Justice League for a little bit. Let's go to the Marvel for a little bit because we got Endgame number 3, Ultimate Endgame. The end of the Ultimate Universe draws near. Inside the Maker City, a desperate group of heroes battles the terrifying children of tomorrow and discover some surprising allies. I will be honest with you, I do not care about the Ultimate Endgame event anymore. I'm over it. The Ultimate Universe, I wish it would end. I actually wish it would end. I'm begging it to end, actually. So Dennis Camp, let's just wrap it up, dude. Let's stop with the delays. Let's just end the Ultimate Universe. I'm over it. That's all my thoughts on that. Also from Marvel, actually it's a big week from Ryan North. First off, he's got the Fantastic Four issue number 9 coming out. There's this evil villain, this evil version of Sue Storm, the Invincible Woman, all right? So she is like the regular Sue, but she like killed everybody on her planet. Like she's an alternate version of Sue. She's evil. She doesn't really care about human life, and she's going to be battling the Fantastic Four. Pretty fun stuff from Ryan North. I've been really liking this new volume of Fantastic Four, joining Humberto Ramos. A pretty cool look for the Fantastic Four there. But that's not it for Ryan North, because we also have The Flash number 31. Ryan North and Gavin Guidry are taking over the Scarlet Speedster. A new era for the Scarlet Speedster begins here. Wally West, we got Linda. It's going to be, I don't know, Ryan North's like positive vibes. We know that he's really excellent at sci-fi writing, like the science part of The Flash. I think Ryan North can really nail. And everything we've seen so far from Gavin Guidry is got me really excited about this new Flash run. So yeah, man, Ryan North doing more DC work. I'm just really excited. I mean, this is going to be hopefully back to some of the Jeremy Adams sort of vibes, because that was my first Flash run, and I love that stuff. You kind of lost me in the Cy Spurrier, and I've been needing some Flash in my life, so hopefully this is exactly what me and the rest of the community are looking for. Real quick, let's talk about Iron Man number 3, Iron Man versus MODOK and Date Night. So we know that what's her name, dude? I forgot her name. Madame Mask. She is working with AIM to kidnap a bunch of smart people to recreate the kind of the scenario that birthed Tony Stark, in that he was in the cave with a box of scraps and he built the Iron Man suit. So they're trying to recreate that using a bunch of smart people, but use it for their own purposes and kind of have that person go down the villain route. You missed me a little bit on issue 2. I liked issue 1. We'll see how we're feeling about issue 3. The art is really strong. Might be dropping it soon. Let me know how you guys feel about it. I might stick around for the full first arc, but you missed me a little bit on issue 2. It wasn't my favorite the week it came out. Skinbreaker number 7. This was a drop. I dropped this. Hopefully my shop does not have this in my pull box. Kind of disappointing from Robert Kirkman. I have no idea where the story is going. I mean, you kind of like took a swerve that I didn't really like, and you got great artwork from David Finch, but I don't know if that's enough to keep pulling the series till issue 9. We have DC Vertigo's The Peril of the Brutal Dark and Ezra Cain Mystery. This is from Chris Kahn and Jacob Phillips, one of my favorite duos in the game. Issue 1 was so good. It's Indiana Jones type, right? But he's a private detective, private investigator. We're going to be punching Nazis, right? Because the Nazis have stolen a really important artifact, the Anvil of Hephaestus. So you got that sort of Greek mythology kind of into it as well. So yeah, man, you're just going to be Indiana Jones-like, punching Nazis and trying to get back this really important artifact. That's a vibe, dude. With the artwork from Jacob Phillips, who's also doing his own coloring, and then Chris Condon, we know this pair works together so well. I'm all aboard this Ezra Cain series. I'm just in love with this new noir. Yeah, excellent stuff. Cannot wait to pull that. Probably pretty up there for pick of the week. And then we also have sort of a slasher series from Tyler Boss and Martin Simmons. We have Universal Monsters Phantom of the Opera issue number 2. I loved issue 1. I think this has the making to be an all-timer Universal Monsters series. Martin Simmons' artwork is possibly more beautiful than that in Dracula. That might be hard to say. that might be hard to say, but we got the setup is like already there. I feel like with Dracula, it took a little bit to kind of build to it, but I feel like the Universal Monsters Phantom of the Opera, we're like already in the meat of the story after the first issue. So yeah, Tyler Boss, Martin Simmons, bringing us some real cool stuff here. Let's take a look at the cover. Oh man, that's cool, man. Cool stuff. Lee Weeks. All right, cool. Phantom of the Opera. Hopefully you guys are checking this one out because I really do think, like I was saying, when all said and done, this could be an all-timer Universal Monsters series. One more issue to talk about for today is Ted OK #2 from Mad Cave. This is from my good buddy Dave Chisholm, writing, drawing. He's killing it on this series. There's this guy named Ted. He's freaking out, and this girl is hired by the company to watch over Ted to make sure he doesn't do anything drastic, hurt him or anybody else. And one night she decides to intervene and to help him out. Things go crazy, and then the next day it turns out that, like, was that real? Was it not real? Like, mind-bending stuff. Dave Chisholm compares it to Severance, that Apple show. So if you caught Severance, definitely check this out. It's this post-capitalist sort of world. It's very hard to describe what's going on here, but I'm very interested in it, and Dave Chisholm is killing it on the art. I mean, this is probably my favorite Dave Chisholm like artwork so far, and the scenario here is very interesting. So if you guys are trade waiting this, I get that, but man, issue 1 was excellent. It might be like single issue of the year so far, besides that absolute Wonder Woman annual. But that's what we have, man. So all the DC, Marvel, and indie comic pickups for March 25th, new comic book day. 13 pickups, $64, but you do got a minus Skinbreaker because I dropped it, man. Hopefully my shop does not have me one of those. So just under a $60. And yeah, that's what I'm picking up. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are picking up for new comic book day, March 25th. As always, while you're down there leaving a comment, like if you like, sub if you love, and if you really like it, you can hype it. Much appreciated. I'll catch you guys in the next comic book preview. Every single Monday at 4 p.m. you can join. And just like everybody here in the chat, we got Paul Deb, Biggest Barda, Wednesday Spoiler, Lord of the Rings Empire 69. We got LD Wheeling, Rafael Hernandez, Ghost Web Parker, sorry for messing up your name, Borderland, as well as Chris Gonzalez. We got a lot of people in the live, right? So you can be just like them, joining me every Monday live at 4 p.m. We go over the weekly pull list, the weekly comic book reviews, and the big topic. This week's big topic was the solicitations from DC Comics. Everything they have coming out for June of 2026. Hopefully you guys enjoyed